What's goody, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy, WhosManz. You already know what time it is. We're in the air raid offense again. This time I'm going over mesh. Mesh is a staple in this offense. And by the way, the tag for that is 92. And this is a staple in this offense, the air raid. This mesh is going to be played a bit different than how most meshes are played. And you see there's the choice routes. In zone, those meshes or the mesh is going to stop in zone. They're going to stop kind of like right outside the tackles. But here I'm going to show you exactly how to read it because it is a staple in this offense. And we're going to pick a random play. So you see the play art here. Obviously the reads for this are going to be your out, your deep outs. Whether you notice you have a matchup issue, whichever side. So route running +6, -7. So maybe I see that I have the matchup issue on that left side, so I want to run to this side here. So basically you're looking at X is your number one read. You're out. You want to look for press coverage. If it's press coverage, usually you're not going to be throwing that. But if they have a significant route running, I guess boost, I don't know, advantage over the cornerback, or they have like a route technician or something like that, I mean that is an option. Next, your swing route, and then after that you're going to be looking at your mesh. So I'm gonna run this, looking there, don't like that, it stops. I'm gonna just throw this away. And obviously every play is not always gonna work. This is gonna work a lot better against cover 3 and man. So once again we're gonna look, he turns his back, I'm throwing it immediately. You see right there, as soon as he turns his back, if you look out there and you see that cornerback turn their back like this, you see they turn their back, they're not gonna be able to, especially they turn their back and look inside like this. There's a few reads that you want to look for in zone. Man, they'll turn their back to the quarterback and look at the receiver. Zone, they usually open their hips up. Now this is the thing, he runs directly back, he chucks, and with his back to him like this and he's looking inside, it's going to be hard for him to get back to the outside. So the second I see that, I'm throwing it. Boom. You see this is 10 yards. What is that? Almost 20 yards right there. So if your opponent's running a lot of cover 3, this is great against it. Now you see that? Boom. Man, I will go to the mesh a lot as well, because as you see here, the outs were taken. I see that linebacker is going directly to the running back. Now I look at the mesh. Who has the bigger advantage here? As you see here, actually, let me look, because this is the whole purpose of it. They kind of bump into each other. Didn't slow them down a ton, slowed them down enough. Personally, there's less people on this side of the field, so I'm going to throw it to Freiermuth. 10 yards. If you have like a Tyreek Hill on this other side or something like that, or another really fast guy, you can hit him too. But as you see, you have this linebacker covering the running back, so take your obvious, throw it to Freiermuth here, pick up 10 yards. I'm going to run this a couple more times because it is really good against the blitz as well. It does look like they're bringing a blitz off that right side. So usually I like to go to the blitzing side because I know they're going to have some issues guarding that. So once again, you look at Claypool, Harris, and then you focus on this mesh. So I look here. He turns his back. I immediately throw it to Claypool. Boom. I get lucky after that spin. But we're going to go to the instant replay again. It looked like they were bringing a blitz off this right side, which they do. They bring this blitz. Now, one thing you can do, if you think they're bringing a blitz, is slow it down. But I seen that my number one read. Once again, you see, he opens up towards the quarterback, and he just chucks. I know it's zone already, and he's not going to be able to get back to the outside. So I throw that pass right there, and this is already 10 yards. Boom. Right here, 10 yards. We're in the 15, 20, about 25 yards right there. And this is quick. This is, they brought a lot of pressure. Now, if it's cover 2, obviously this is not going to be there. So this is like a cover 9 is the technical term. They brought a cover 3 blitz, but it's a cover 9. You have your 3 deep, and you have your 3 zones over the middle right here. Run it a couple more times. He chucks. Boom. So even if you see that other corner step back, even if you see this other corner kind of get over there, he's already too late. He was dragged inside by this drag. Boom. If you wait too long, what's going to happen is, actually, let me see if I can. But if you wait too long, then the swing route by the running back should be open. Once again, this looks like a type of blitz off the right side. And they chuck. Inaccurate pass, but hey, it happens. Now look at this instant replay again. Do they bring the blitz? There is a blitz, but it's not by who I thought. And I see turns around. Now, one thing I could have done is maybe waited a second, a little bit longer. I didn't have to throw it so fast. But I guess I'm playing exactly like Ben would. But you see right there, it's too high for this corner to even do anything. And it's just in a perfect spot. So I'm looking for the outside. They're pressing. Maybe I don't look at that immediately. They're pressing on both sides, even though I have, an advantage on this left side. We're going to look. Why did I throw it like that? I fat fingered it, but what I wanted to do on that, and this is cover 2 press. I see all of this. That out route and that swing pretty much dead right there. What I should have done is thrown it inside to Juju right here. Boom. Look, he turns his back, throw it out to Claypool, pick up the 10 yards, the 8 yards, however many yards it is. Run this one more time. He chucks. Boom. Pick up my yards. They're pressing. Turns his back. Now, he baited me into that one. That's why you got to sometimes, really pay attention. Smith-Schuster was wide open. So, boom. I see my running back. Hit my running back. You will be throwing to your running backs quite a bit. So I look. It looks like they're bringing it off the left. I could have looked off the left as well, but they don't. It actually comes off the right. I see a ton of space on this right side of the field. So I look. He turns his back. to me. That's the sign of man. I don't want to throw this because he already makes the jump. There is a ton of space here because this is my second read. So I throw to the running back. And what is that? A gain of about 10 yards. Look at this again. Boom. Hit fire move, pick up my 10 yards. So the reason this is so hard to, really defend is it really attacks all sides of the field. It spreads everything out. You have your two routes on the outside, your number one on the left and your number one on the right. So your X here. Number one on both sides are going to be taking everything outside. And then you have two routes coming together in the middle. And sometimes that'll create a rub. If it's man, it'll create a rub. They'll bump into each other, maybe. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll fall down. But you see here, in man, the linebacker's out completely of the middle of the field. You have your two deep safeties kind of just, out of the play. In real life, they probably wouldn't drop so deeply. But they have to be, wary of these two number one guys because they start off going vertical. And just because they go out doesn't mean they're not going to go back up. So now you have all the space. I'm going to pause it right here. You have all this space right in here. So that's man. Cover 3, you already know that the areas of concern are going to be the flats for cover 3 and then your seams in cover 3. Those are the areas that are harder to get in cover 3. And then depending on how they shade, if it's not the flats, it'll be the mid out. And then even with cover 4, the middle of this field is going to be hard to guard because these players here won't match in cover 4. They'll kind of step in for a second and then they'll kind of help back out on the outside here, leaving all of the flat and underneath down here wide open. So I'm going to choose mesh one more time. I'm going to go on nickel and choose quarters. So once again, you look at your out route. He doesn't. Boom. So this is against cover 4. I'll look at the out, swing, and I'm fine with taking 5 yards right there. If it's 1st and 10, now it's 2nd and 5, you do it again, that's another first down. So look, they don't match immediately, but you also know that they're going to stop. But once I see this, I'm looking at my running back. That's really the only other option I have. I gave it to him. 6 yards, 7 yards right there. And the thing is, he's getting kind of sucked back in to the inside because of this drag. So, you give yourself, a better advantage. And Najee Harris is not the fastest. So once again, showing you why the mesh is so important in this offense. It's very hard to defend, and there's a lot that you can do out of this. Especially if you have a really good receiving back. Najee Harris is not the fastest, but he is a good receiving back, really good hands, and he's deadly after the catch as well. He's really strong, hard to bring down. So, use a team like the Titans, for instance. If you run and mesh with the Titans, Derrick Henry's going to be hard to bring down. Alvin Kamara is hard to bring down. CMC, all these teams have some good options out the backfield that are hard to bring down. This is huge. Especially if your opponent really loves running cover 3, you can pick up huge yards on them. Doesn't matter because it's quick. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully the tutorial on mesh you know, helped. Maybe you were trying to figure out why mesh isn't as good or whatever. This is a traditional mesh. It has the choice and it will stop in zone. So those mesh guys will stop in zone. This is a zone. I'm gonna stand back. Oh no, it's man actually. So man, they kept running, but let me show you guys. Hopefully this is zone. This looks like zone. They're gonna stop right there. If you know that, basically, if you're not comfortable throwing your running back or your the out routes, you just find who stops. Boom. You had Firemouth. He drops it, of course, but well, not of course. He usually catches that, but boom. They stop. You have that there. But anyway, rambling on now. If you do enjoy this style of playbook, make sure to comment in the, comment. Let me know your favorite play so far. I mean, I've only done 2, shallow cross and this, but after this, you can go into the playbook and there's all kinds of mesh concepts, and actually it's easier to find. I believe it's medium pass. Look in mesh. You have mesh dig here out of trips, pistol trips. Empty base, which is actually a combination of mesh and shallow cross. You have mesh out of gun tray, gun cluster, gun wide trips. But as you see, the mesh out of gun cluster is more of a traditional, whereas the choice, whereas the mesh and gun wide trips is not, because they're going to keep running no matter what. Gun doubles has a traditional mesh, so you can keep running this play out of different formations just to throw your opponent off. If you do enjoy stuff like this, though, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to be back with more. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.